The IoT gateway is our most important and most critical part of the Internet of Things ecosystem, the IoT ecosystem. The IoT gateway, as we said, that it resides between the uh, cloud and the sensors or devices. CLOUD. These are our sensors or devices. This is data communication going on between the sensor and devices and the gateway. So the term gateway, why we use the term gateway? I mean, the term gateway is actually very familiar for us from the history. We have been using gateway term for example, any kind of devices that were doing protocol translation. Protocol translation means like these converting one networking protocol to another protocol, or switching between the devices or the connected, computers or anything, and for the system management. So an example of a gateway, a traditional old gateway, is for example our router that we use for the LAN and Wi-Fi connections. We have with this router, for example, we have an antenna, um, and then some computers are connected to it, or our mm, Wi-Fi devices like mobile phones that are connected to it, and this is assigning. This has an external IP address. This IP address it obtains from the global internet, from the ISP provider. Sorry, from the ISP provider, and then this converts this IP address to its local IP address, and then all of these nodes have an IP address, and it can kind of communicate the data between the ISP and these nodes. So this is our traditional old gateway, uh, and that was it's kind of an example of one of our old traditional gateways. So it was quite simple, but now the modern IoT gateway is quite intelligent. It has, for example, a storage on it. Also, we should write that it has an OS, not OS, an operating system on it. For example, Linux, Windows, and now recently we also have Android OS also on certain gateways. Um, and the next feature is it filters the data and processes the data. It filters the data that is coming from these nodes and processes it, stores it, analyzes it, or whatever you can say. It's kind of, this it also has a source code inside it, this gateway, and using this source code, it does the intelligent processing of the data and then sends the processed information to the gateway. Because if it sends all the information as it is, that it is getting from the nodes to the cloud, then it's not a very efficient system. Actually, there's a lot of overhead, a lot of tasks for this cloud, or our presentation or service layer. This has a lot of tasks to do. So most of the things we are doing at the in terms of the data processing are doing at the gateway levels, and it then does also the traditional network protocol translation and integration and connectivity to thousands of devices. For example, on a normal gateway we can have for example Wi-Fi, we can have Bluetooth, we can have